Alright. Hello, this is the loot strat we should do for the tournament coming up in 5 hours. So if you decide you want to go to the orchard, I recommend you start on this side because the campfire's on that side. And there's a chest right there. A ton of apples. You might want to collect these. No. There's a ton of apples, and I recommend you farm the trees like that. They drop an occasional thing. You can get like 50 to 60. You can get a ton of stuff here at the orchard, but I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good place to go in the tournament, but a lot of people are going to be going here, so I wouldn't recommend it too much. It's not the most recommended place. And anyways, I'm not going to collect all these apples, but as you can see, there's a bunch of them, and if you break the trees, more drop. So if you land the orchard, you're going to get a ton of apples. It's like everybody's going to land there though. And then there's this side too. You can get a ton of apples here. And what I recommend how you get your apples is once you have like your stack or whatever, how many you got, what you do is you just light the campfire, build around you. I'm sorry, what? Alright, well, I recommend you light the campfire and just purposely take damage from it. And if that's like fixed or something in the real game, then I recommend you just build up to the point where you'll have 1 HP or something. And then I recommend you just jump off. And I turned fall damage off, so that won't even work for me. And then I recommend after you go orchard, I forgot a bit, that you come over here. Oh, what type of EJ dash is that? Okay, and once you're done looting that part, come over here, get the possible meds from here for later game. Then search this and this, and hope you get an apple. And here's 1 extra apple if you can find it. Can't actually search those, which sucks. Okay, so spot number 2 is right here. There's a bunch of apples you can collect. Like, I recommend this spot more if you're a little worse at Fortnite because it's not as close to orchard. And less people seem to land here, but there's like 30 or 15 apples over here. If you like break all the trees and break everything, it's not just this spot too. And then there's several houses that loot over here. I really recommend getting that. You can. So there's just a ton of loot. There's those houses of loot. There's that spot right there. You can get these apples from this spot and chop down the tree. I think they have a higher spawn rate. Just pickaxe on, but so you chop down the trees. Yeah, I already have 15 apples from just this spot, and there's still more spots. So I really recommend this spot over orchard, unless you're like good enough to actually do orchard. Then you should probably go orchard. But obviously, I'm not good enough to go orchard. So you come over there. Come over here, and I think there's apples. Yeah, there's apples right here too. And so you collect all of them. The full damage approach is a little risky for the apples, so I just recommend you burn yourself on the campfire. And yeah, you probably should burn yourself on the campfire. I don't think you can do it in Battle Lab, but burn yourself. Do either. If nobody's here, just burn yourself on the campfire probably, but if somebody else here, you probably should just light. And then you collect all these apples. I don't think there's any right here, no. And the campfire is somewhere around here. Or, is there a campfire in here? I swear there's a campfire around here. In this place. And obviously there's no cars at the time to drive around, okay, so there's those 2 spots in Orchard you can loot, and there's this, Orchard. Right, there's those 2 spots in wherever this is to loot, and then there's more. So I already have like 33 apples or something, and there's just so many apples here, and nobody actually lands here, so this is the place you should probably go if you don't think you'll be good enough to survive Orchard. Come here, because barely any people know about this spot. And after that, I think that's all the apples that are here, but still, that's a bunch. I recommend, if you're seeing this video in time, that you practice the loot courses. And just like Battle Lab or Creative or whatever. And just practice your looting for the tournament. And that's all. Bye.